rotate around the lemon, then you're getting all the zest, you're getting all that nice bits on the outside without getting all the manky bitter bits in the middle. I don't know why I'd never thought of something before, and it sounds so silly looking back going, yeah, this is how to zest a lemon. Hello and welcome to the Ideal Home Show channel. I'm Amber Rissmann, chef at Andrew Fairlie's 2 Michelin starred restaurant at Gleneagles. Today I'm going to walk you through one of my favourite sweet treats from our kitchen, a beautiful, elegant dessert that balances indulgence with finesse. It's the kind of dish that can bring a little fine dining magic into your home kitchen, whether you're planning a dinner party or just fancy spoiling your still. Stick around to see how a few key ingredients, a little patience and some professional tips can elevate your dessert game. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the Ideal Home Show channel and turn on notifications so you never miss a delicious moment. Today I'm going to be making a lemon tart with a calamansi curds and a yuzu gel. So I'm going to start, I've got all my ingredients here weighed out in front of me. I've got 150 double cream and 190 sugar. So it seems like quite a lot of sugar for a lemon tart when you look at it like that, how much sugar right in front of you. But with all the citrus, all the sourness, it all balances out really nicely. So I'm going to mix this in. I also have 4 eggs here and 1 egg yolk. We're going to mix that together and slowly cook it. With this dish, if you cook it all at the one time, if you're just getting it straight on there, you're basically just getting sweet scrambled eggs. You really don't want sweet scrambled eggs. I have my water on the boil over here. This is going to sit on top. Going to whisk in all my eggs. I think for me, the thing is with a lemon tart, it can be something that's so simple, but a lot of people, I think, forget the elegance behind it. One of those things, everybody knows a lemon tart, everybody loves a lemon tart, but I think it's one of those things that can be easily forgotten, if you know what I mean. So the egg ratio, it also seems quite high. You look at that mix and it's quite gloopy, and that changes quite quickly, but the eggs essentially set it, so that's what you want. You want it nice and gloopy. So in here we have 2.5 lemons as well. Whisking that up. It doesn't need to be fully combined, but just as much as you can. And half a lemon zest. So one thing I've learned on the job, which sounds so daft, but it's how to zest a lemon properly. You want to get a nice microplane. That's my first thing. I chose pink. And you know when you zest a lemon, like go like that, you're getting into all the rind and all you're getting is that nasty white bitter stuff. The secret is actually go up and down like that. Rotate around the lemon. Then you're getting all the zest, you're getting all that nice bits on the outside without getting all the manky bitter bits in the middle. I don't know why I'd never thought of something before, and it sounds so silly looking back going, yeah, this is how to zest a lemon, but the difference is insane. Once that's all mixed in, we're essentially just cooking that now. So I think with this, instead of whisking it, it's better to get that smooth consistency and totally get all the edges, everything from around the sides. Grab a Maurice or a little plastic spatula just like that. That means you're not missing anything, you're getting every last drop from the sides. The dish I made today, I actually infused it with ribena. So ribena is the most amazing herb. It's something that I don't think's heard of enough. I'd never heard of it until I started this job. It's like this tangy, sweet, the smell of it is insane. I have some little bit I'm going to cress with at the end, but what I did before at this stage, I just popped it in here, and while I was cooking it, let the verbena just kind of sit and take on that natural flavour of the verbena. Sadly, I've used my last bit of verbena, but it is equally as delicious without it, I must say. We use a lot of verbena at our garden. Chef Andrew, he said, we have a secret garden up at our work. And Chef Andrew, when he started the restaurant and he started the garden, he went to the gardeners and he said, listen, there's only 2 things I really want here. I want wild strawberries and verbena. And I think that's also what makes this dish really nice, is that, you know, taking an ingredient that Chef Andrew really loved so much. And I think that makes it a bit more special, in my opinion anyway. So I also have some dried verbena with me. It's verbena as well, it's quite citrusy, so it complements the lemon as well really nicely. So what I'm doing here, have a probe on you. We're getting it to 60 degrees. We're almost there. We're at 40 degrees right now. So 60 degrees, it doesn't cook the eggs all the way, but it cooks them enough so that they'll start setting in the oven. You'll get that nice, almost like jammy, curdy consistency, and it's not too like gelatinized and rubbery. And then again, scrambled eggs. There's so much eggs in here that it's a foolproof thing, but the making it of scrambled eggs is easier said than done. A lemon tart, you don't want it to taste eggy. You don't want it to look eggy, although there is a lot of eggs. So with this, there's no exact time. I'd say around 5 minutes really, but it's just as soon as that hits 60 degrees, take it off. While you're doing that, you can kind of multitask on other things, but just as long as that's here, on the go. So while I'm waiting for this, I'm going to get an eye on the pastries I've already made. They come out looking quite rough and tumbly, and you want to kind of shave that down. So I'll show you what it's meant to look like. When you're leaving this, you got to keep an eye on this. This is 10 degrees off, so you want to make sure that doesn't go over, because 1 second off and game over. How I cook the pastries, I use these little lovely things called air mats. They're these little like grease-proof mats that you use, and they have like tons of little holes in them. And these little rings, you can see they all have the holes around the side of them there. That essentially means you don't need to do a blind bake, and your tarts come out nice, clean, not lumpy, and you don't need to like go through the hassle of putting tons of baking beans and stuff in it. So when they come out, they should look really kind of ugly like that. They've got all that nasty bit on the side, because if you trim it at the dough stage, then you're going to come up with a shriveled crust. You don't want that either. So when that reaches 60, we're wanting to pretty much take that off as soon as. Then again, you're not wanting this to overcook. We are cooking it again in the oven. The oven is set preheat to 125 degrees. When you're passing this, you want to get a nice jug, a chinois, or a sieve. And we are just, you can already see when I'm pouring this, the consistency is already totally changed. We had that gloopy, eggy nastiness before, and now we've got this nice, smooth, creamy mix. If we were doing this with the verbena in it, it's really important to push this all through to get all that nice essence of the verbena in it. But even now, it's still equally as important. You will get the little bits of sediment, the little bits of the zest in there. You are just wanting to get as much of that out as possible. You can see lovely, creamy, gorgeous. That's exactly what you're wanting with this. Really smooth consistency. And that's exactly why we'll pass it. The passing process is actually really important. If you don't pass it, there could be bits that have caught on the edge, and then you're getting big clumps of egg whites, etc. in the bowl. And that's far from ideal. So after that, it's all passed. We have it lovely here. You see the white sediment, there's white foam on the top. We don't want that at all, because as soon as we put that in the tart case and cook it, that white sediment doesn't go. You've got a really weird foamy texture on the top. It's just ugly, not nice. We don't want that. So literally just kind of scooping that off, skimming off all the bubbles, all those nasty white bits. And if you get some of the curd in it as well, some of the tart filling, it's no big deal. You've got tons out of this as well. This extra sediment we don't need. You can just get rid of that. There's no use for that, to be honest with you. Perfect. So when it comes to your tart cases, it's best to kind of preheat them for a couple of minutes. Then again, you don't need to. It just helps prevent a soggy bottom. Nobody wants a soggy bottom. So I have got 3 lovely prepped tart cases here. They are all shaved down, not ugly like this one. Get your microplane, just the edges. You can kind of tilt it at an angle as well. Just helps it, calms it down a wee bit. These ones aren't preheated. It doesn't make too much of a difference, but as my pastry, when you make a pastry actually, it's good to make it a couple of days in advance. It lets it sit, chill. It just works out better, and always work from a cold pastry. So filling these up, out of this mix, I'd say you probably could get about 1 big normal sized tart, or about, say maybe 5 smaller ones like this. Beautiful. I'm going to put these in the oven at 125 degrees for about 12 to 15 minutes. You're wanting to constantly check them, and they should reach a core temperature of 70 degrees. They should have a nice jiggle as well. That just shows that they're set, and they shouldn't be totally firm. If they're totally firm, you've messed up along the way. But we'll get these in. After about an hour in the fridge, cooling down, you should have a lovely set tart just like this. It should be a lovely jammy consistency, nice and glossy on the top. They are signs you've gone the right way. So if I'm going on to plating this now, I like to start with a clear canvas personally. Going back to that lovely verbena we were talking about, I have some dried verbena here, fresh from the garden. Well, not fresh now that I've dehydrated it overnight, but I have blitzed this into a fine powder and put it in a bit of muslin cloth. I'm going to give it a little puff on the plate. This not only looks pretty cool, it smells really amazing, and it also adds that extra bit of flavour. For me personally, with a plate like this, my plate, as you can see, it's a little bit concave, so I'm going to add a little dot just to stop my tart from wobbling about during service time. Onto my tart, straight in the middle of the plate. I think you can't have enough of this stuff. It is absolutely amazing. It's gold dust, pixie dust, a little bit more on the top, just as is. Now I have an Italian meringue I made before. What you're getting is you're getting your water and your sugar. You're bringing that up to a boil and you're getting your egg whites weighed out. You start whipping your egg whites slowly as if you're about to make a meringue, but start about halfway through it. Once your sugar syrup reaches 121 degrees, that's when you power it all the way up and get your meringue consistency. Should be a bit foamy, and start slowly dribbling your sugar syrup down the side of the bowl. After a while, you'll have a lovely sticky meringue consistency. I'm going to do a few wee dots around the plate. I'm just going to see what looks pretty, like a wee bit of dots. I know that the colours and the textures go quite well together. The white and the brightness of everything else coming to the plate. So I'm going to caramelise it. Give it a wee torch. I could just leave it as is. I think it's quite pretty as is, but I think this just makes it a wee bit, you know, s'mores. Lemon tart and s'mores, roasted marshmallows. The smell from that just there. So next we have a calamansi curd. This stuff, and those of you who don't know, calamansi is like I think it's Japanese. It's a really like citric fruit. It's kind of like a mix between a tangerine, a passion fruit, and a lemon. The flavours are insane. It's the weirdest thing ever, but it's quite sharp. It hits your throat. So I've made it into a curd to make it that little bit sweeter. It'll go really lovely with the softness of your meringue and the nice mellow balance of the tart. It is very sweet, but it still packs a punch. I'm going to add a wee bit on the tart, then again covering the plate. I have a little bag of yuzu gel. So yuzu is another Japanesey fruit, but this one is like so sharp, so bitter. It's just like, imagine biting into a lime and timesing it by 100. That's, in my opinion, is what yuzu tastes like. There's a nice taste to it. After you get over like the initial, you get a nice taste to it. So for this one, if you're adding bits like this, wee dots, don't add too much of this stuff. It's a death wish waiting to happen with that. So all of these go, I think, so nicely together because it's all quite a sweet dish, but then the citrus fruits just really cut right through it. Works so well together. So last but not least, I have some amazing cresses from our fabulous secret garden. So I'm going to add some sweet Sicily. It's absolutely gorgeous cress that is grown from our garden. A lot of the time, I think, when you go to fancy places, you get all these micro herbs and cresses and it doesn't add anything to a dish. It's just kind of something you're like, wow, that's beautiful, right to the side. But I think every cress that I'm adding today adds its own certain flavour, and I think not only does it look good, but it actually adds to the taste as well. So I'll add some sweet Sicily around the plate and on the tart as well. I forgot my little handy dandy tweezers today. Every chef will know. I think tweezers are quite a controversial thing. I've met chefs either absolutely love them or they think they're just daft and gimmicky. Personally, I love my tweezers. I have these little cute ones I got for Christmas and they have my name on them. So I'm really upset I didn't bring them today, but hey ho, I can work with my natural tweezers. Next we have these beautiful little saffron petals. They are very bright, colourful, and they just pop really. There's not really much else to say. I mean, what else is there to say? They're absolutely stunning. That adds a lovely bit of colour. You know, these grow straight from the flower and are hand-picked, which I think is absolutely makes it more special. I also have some little chips from the verbena I've been talking about so highly today. I'll add wee bits of that. Then again, you're getting more citrus from that actually. It's a very citrusy dish, very sweet dish, but you know, sometimes you know when you have a sweet dish and there's no fruit or something, like you know when you have like a really rich piece of chocolate and you don't have a nice strawberry or a nice bit of fruit to just pair with it quite nicely, and then you just left feeling a bit like, ooh. I think the magic with this dish is that everything just works, you know? Lovely. So I think that is me. That is my lemon tart with a calamansi curd, yuzu gel and secret garden cresses. And there you have it. A sweet treat straight from the kitchens of Gleneagles to yours. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see more of what we're creating at Andrew Fairlie, follow our journey over on Instagram at Restaurant Andrew Fairlie. If you want to see more of my journey, you can follow me on Instagram at Amber Rissmann. And remember to like and subscribe and check the description for more great recipes, tips and stories from behind the scenes at some of the UK's most exciting kitchens.